Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Okay.
Come on in, come
Come
on
on
in.
in.
Let me get a sip of
Come
this
in.
herbal.
Right. Yeah, let me. You already know. Don't forget your
Yeah,
access.
excess.
We about to do the podcast.
It ain't too much if you get it in
And
excess.
excess.
All right, coming to you live from the Sit Your Ass Down studios. Welcome to the Me and D
Pops and Son.
podcast.
For that ass.
For that ass. For that ass.
No Diddy. No
No
doubt.
Diddy, no doubt.
Before we
But
get
it's for that
into it.
ass.
Before we get into it. That is fire shirt.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Go
you.
ahead and show them. Woo! That mug is clean.
Yes, sir.
Woo!
That's
That
that
mug
new
is
and improved
that's the
logo.
new. Yeah. Send me that. Yeah. They gotta
Will
know we
do.
got that. They gotta know we got that.
Yeah, I worked on this one the other night. And
I didn't even know we got that. That's fire.
Yeah. I try to wait till we come on here so you can see the newest,
Yeah, I'm gonna put
the
in my
latest and the greatest.
Christmas order. I need that on a hoodie.
Oh yeah,
That's
you already know. You already
that's
know.
fire.
Yeah, thank you, son. Today is December the 5th, 2024. We thank you all for joining us. We normally record on a Friday night, but sometimes we have to shift things around. We have different things come up. But the one thing you can count on is we're here every week
Every
in the
week.
last 2 years. And we will start season 3 next week. We'll be going on our 3rd season. Yay. Woo. Well, let's get the folks back in here to cheer.
Bring the folks back in here.
Yeah, buddy.
Go ass down studios.
Yeah.
Okay.
We come a long way.
All right.
We thank you all for being along for the ride.
Out the mud. We just talking about it, man. We got it out the mud.
Out the swamp water.
If you looked at some of our first videos compared to now, man.
Yeah.
Different segments.
Yep. And it's only going to get better.
Oh, yeah. It's only going to get better.
So
it's only
continue to go and grow with us. Going and growing.
Going and growing.
Yes, sir. So rest in peace. We'll start out that way.
Okay.
Former St. John's basketball coach Lou Carnesecca died at the age of 99 years old.
Wow.
When they don't make it to 100.
Right.
You get that close.
Man. The century, man.
Lord, just let them get there. Just let them get there. Just one day.
Lord.
They made it that far. Let them get there. Let them see that one hundo. Yes, sir. Also, the actor Wayne Northrup, he's a daytime soap actor, Days of Our Lives, Dynasty. He passed away at the age of 77. Boxer Israel Vasquez passed away at the age of 46. And Bob Breyer, drummer for the band My Chemical Romance, passed away at the age of 44. So,
dang, I was about to say My Chemical Romance.
Heard of him. I knew who he was. I just never really got into the music. But yeah, Bob passed away. They said late November, but the band just reported it 3 days ago. So,
dang.
Birthdays. And we always do the birthdays for the day that we release the podcast, which is on Sundays. Sunday, December the 8th. Happy birthday to one of the people we bring up quite frequently. We bring him up every week. Dwight Howard. He celebrates a birthday this Sunday, December the 8th. Amir Khan, English boxer.
Amir Khan.
He celebrates a birthday.
Okay.
Quarterback Phillip Rivers celebrates a birthday.
Phillip Rivers. Okay.
Racers, race car drivers Kevin Harvick and Ryan Newman both celebrate a birthday on the 8th. And then Mike Mussina, Hall of Fame pitcher, Orioles, Yankees. He celebrates a birthday. And one of my favorite, a little bit before your time, but he was on ESPN. He had a show called Up Close, Roy Firestone.
Okay.
They still show those from time to time.
Okay.
Great talk show host, impressionist, broadcaster, sportscaster, Roy Firestone. This day in history, December 8th. In 2022, American basketball star Brittany Griner is released by Russian authorities in a prisoner exchange for Russian arms dealer Victor Bout. Griner was detained on drug smuggling charges since February of 2022. So she was in prison almost a year. That was crazy.
And Russian prison. Yeah, that's even worse. Prison in itself, being in jail, that's different than being in prison. When you're in prison, you with the people serving hard time.
And you're in a foreign country.
Now you're in Russian prison, and you're a woman, black.
Yeah, that was like prison times what? How many times? That's a prison I wouldn't even want to experience. And she overcame that and back out on the court.
They held her for ransom.
Seems to be in a good headspace. Yeah,
that's all bad.
They really did.
They held her for ransom. They said,
you
got to let go one of the high qualified assassin.
An arms dealer.
An arms dealer.
Yeah. In 2018,
that's crazy.
Brian Ortega fought Max Holloway, UFC 231. He lost by stoppage by a doctor, but it did earn Fight of the Night.
Yeah, that was a war.
Yeah, it was a war. 2007, the 73rd Heisman Trophy went to Tim Tebow. And in 2018, on the same date, it went to Kyler Murray. And then in 1994, outfielder Darryl Strawberry was indicted on tax evasion charges. And then in 1966, the New York Yankees traded outfielder Roger Maris to the St. Louis Cardinals for Charlie Smith. So
for Charlie?
For Charlie. Good old Charlie. Charlie boy.
Charlie.
So rest in peace, birthdays and a little history.
Okay.
All right, son. Our first topic tonight, we're in the last few weeks of the NFL season.
Right.
And there's a couple of topics up for debate because it seems like the narrative has just really dropped off to one, have the Eagles pass the Lions, and is Buffalo going to keep the Chiefs out of the Super Bowl? Because everything else, pretty much everybody feels that's how it's going to go.
That's the storyline.
Those are the two main storylines.
Yeah, like you can see it.
It's setting up that way.
Yeah, foreshadowing, especially now that you see the rhythm, because last year Eagles were starting to get in their struggles around this time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they were just losing week after week. This is when they started losing. But man, it's setting up that way. I think Buffalo is at a point now from that first matchup and just seeing how they've been playing. Now, I know it's just regular season, but they actually got what they were missing, a run game. We've been saying it. If they get a run game, because they play
good defense, consistent with
and stay consistent, stay healthy, don't rely too much on Josh Allen, and so he can just actually just play freely instead of just putting all the whole offense on him. James Cook is a beast. He's a change of pace back who can run the ball. So I definitely could see Buffalo keeping the Chiefs out of it. For something,
I do too.
For some reason, and even though earlier on I said the Chiefs would go to the Super Bowl because you just can't bet against them. I know last year they didn't look the best and they still won. They still win games, but I don't know, something about this year. They just don't look as...
They've been a tad off all year.
Yeah, it's something missing. So
some of it's injuries. Some of it is...
They still win games.
They still win games.
They still win.
They're 11-1.
Right.
It's very rare that you have doubts about a team that's 11-1. But we've seen this team the last 4 or 5 years get to this point, and they've just actually looked better. There's something that's just not, and maybe the league is caught up to them too.
I think that's what it is.
That could be it too.
Last year at this time, they had a couple more losses than they did now, but just they just don't. I don't know. Something's not clicking.
Something just doesn't look right.
And then
they're getting healthy.
Yeah.
And Mahomes is going to get some of his pieces back.
Right.
But I just think too, from a standpoint of continuity and knowing each other and having a rhythm, normally they're coasting, they're in rhythm. They just look off. And I know part of it is the left guard. They're missing their starting left guard. And maybe Patrick Mahomes doesn't have the protection that he's used to having. Whatever it is, teams are starting to get into that backfield more often, making him uncomfortable. And it throws the rhythm off. And like I said, throws off that continuity that they really like to have, especially when Andy Reid is calling those plays. He's dialing things up. But I don't know. So I have to agree that I think that if nobody else is talking about it, I think Buffalo can keep the Chiefs out, and it may not even get that far because I don't know how things are going to line up and set up in terms of the matchups, but I can see San Diego giving them a battle. I guess we'll get a better gauge of that this Sunday. That's one of those games we'll have our eyes on. But I can see a team like Cincinnati, even though they won't make it, they've got enough firepower.
Right.
They got enough firepower. Pittsburgh, I'd have to see it. Russell they'd have to light up the scoreboard. That's where I would have concerns.
Right. Now, and because KC's defense is usually pretty good. I think that's what a lot of times that's what keeps them in games. That's what's been keeping them in the games.
That's what's been keeping them, especially these close games.
It's been low scoring. Yeah, they're not really scoring like that. But I still got Chiefs in the Super Bowl just because they know how to win those games that you and they're battle tested too. They've been in some tough games and they still win. Now, as far as the NFC goes, the Lions look real good. But the Eagles are starting to get...
How are they looking right now?
They're up 10-0 on Green Bay. They've actually, their first drive, they went out and scored and finished with a David Montgomery touchdown on my fantasy. So that's what's up. But the Lions haven't lost a beat yet. Now, Green Bay looks like they're trying to put a little momentum down, but Lions are controlling the game right now. But it's only 10-0 in the second.
And that's the thing. You can't let them get too far up on you.
Yep.
Or it will be night-night.
Night-night.
If Green Bay can give them some semblance of a game. The other thing, too, that's helpful for Detroit is if they do get the number 1 seed, they're going to be playing at home inside. Because I think if you take them outdoors, they'll get beat. They're not used to playing in cold weather, even though they're in Detroit, of all places. But they've got a dome. They're a dome team. So that helps out quite a bit. I remember that with Indianapolis all those years. They'd have great records, and then as soon as they go to Buffalo or go to New England,
as soon as they go to New England and it's cold,
and it's cold, not the same, just not the same. And I got a feeling if you force Detroit outdoors, which it's gonna be hard to do now, like I said, because they have that record that they do. But who's to say they won't falter down the stretch, and maybe Philadelphia overtakes them? We'll see, but. Yeah, those seem to be the two main storylines right now. It's going to be Buffalo against the Chiefs. Is it going to be the Eagles versus the Lions? We shall see.
Yeah, I think that's right now. Yeah, that looks like it.
Got a new segment called Would You Have Taken or Would You Take the Job? So this is based off watching the Lakers here lately. JJ Redick left the booth. Got that cush job with ESPN and ABC. You're in the number 1 team with Mike Breen and Doris Burke. Had the podcast with LeBron, got to know him. That team looks no better now than a year ago.
Yeah, they were saying...
I know they're 12-10. They're 4-6 in their last 10 games. LeBron's starting to struggle. He can't play the minutes. They had him playing way too many minutes at the beginning of the season.
Oh, yeah.
And you see it's already wearing them down.
It's already taking a toll on him. Okay, I think finally...
And his toll is a little different than most.
Right. I think finally... Bro, you finna be 40. And it's nothing like... we're not saying you still can't play at a high level and stuff like that. NBA players go through their struggles, but just the amount of minutes that you're playing, even though... he's an anomaly, I'm sure. That's a long season. Even when you're in your early 20s, 30s, that's just 82, that schedule you guys playing basketball.
Running up and down the court.
3 times out the week, traveling. Bro, that is wear and tear on your body. Like, I tried to go play basketball the other day, and I came home sore in a mug, and I was just playing pickup.
Right.
So, of course, if you stay in rhythm, but as far as JJ Redick, man, I think... coaching is probably one of the toughest jobs out there.
It looks easy.
It looks so easy. You think it's what it's made up to be, but look how many coaches get fired mid-season. Look how many coaches get fired. Your team and the performance of the team, it dictates whether you're going to stay there or not. You might be the best coach, but the team ain't effing with you, and if the team ain't winning games.
Or if you don't have the talent to make something happen.
Even... if you ain't got the talent,
and
you still can't turn around.
But like to your point though,
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. I
You
mean,
don't get long to prove what you're made of and
right.
what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't come in with a quick turnaround,
Right.
or you make some improvement that shows that, okay, we're on the right path, ownership, they're quick to move on from you.
Yep.
Look at the Phoenix Suns last year.
Yep.
Frank, what's his name, used to coach the Lakers. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
I never thought he should have gotten the job in the first place.
Frank Vogel.
Yeah, Vogel. There you go.
Frank Vogel,
Used
and
to
then
coach Milwaukee as well.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't have gotten that job, but
right.
They were looking for a quick fix. They saw it wasn't working. Like you said, players weren't effing with him.
They weren't effing with him.
So to go back to the original question, I would not have left the booth for that job. I just didn't see enough talent. I know the enticement would be to have an opportunity to coach LeBron James, one of the greatest of all time, but he's just one player.
Right.
You don't have much of a team. You didn't upgrade all that much from what
it's the same
Darvin Ham had a year ago. So to me, Darvin should have been given a little more rope. Darvin should have been given a little more rope. And we'll move on. Dallas Cowboys, if you're Mike McCarthy, would you want to go back to that situation? I wouldn't. I don't want to be where every time I say something, the players are looking past me and they're looking at the owner. I don't feel like the owner has my back.
I don't think the owner got your back. I don't think none of the fans got your back. And then obviously from what we heard from Micah Parsons, the players ain't got your back.
Yeah, they certainly don't have your back.
I'm sure
Dak did come out and say he wanted him to come back earlier this week. I almost use that as you said what. But
Dak, no one got your back. They ready to ship you out of Dallas if you don't start winning these games.
CeeDee Lamb's mom be going off on me. Micah Parsons' mom be clowning him.
I'm telling you, for Mike McCarthy, if I were him, in a sense, that's a tough one because in the grand scheme of things, I need a job and I want to go back to my job. But I don't know as far as the money situation, he'll still have his M's but that's a tough situation to go to because regardless of their record or not, you're always in the conversation. You're always in the media,
limelight, whether you want to be in it or not.
And and it's a tough situation to be in, especially being in Dallas right now. As far as the past years, I wouldn't want to go back because it's just the same. It just seems like the same narrative every year.
Same movie.
The same movie every year. And there's no true pieces to really plug in. Dallas has some stars on there, no pun intended, but it still feels like they're missing something. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
You. Oh, maybe
I wouldn't go back. Mm-hmm. One, because you didn't extend me when you should have or could have. So I got to play out the string again. And then I got to hope and pray that you want to bring me back.
Exactly.
Don't know if, like you said, everyone has his back in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you want to go back? Washington Wizards, they are 2-17. They've lost their last 10 games in a row. I don't even know who the head coach is, but I can tell you I wouldn't want to take that job.
I don't care if they got.
They never build on anything.
I don't care if they got mumbo sauce on the wings or not. I'm not going to coach the Wizards, man. They don't have nothing. They need some help. And as far as they've been in a rebuilding year for
20 years.
20 years. Going back to Jordan was on the team.
That might be 30 years ago.
30 years. They've always been in a rebuilding year. Some organizations just can't get it together. Their management, their player selection, the recruiting is just terrible.
Right.
Money management. So no, I'm not only just because of the team, but just I feel like that organization is not a winning organization. They can't figure it out. They can't get the right personnel in the front office or on the court.
I got to throw this one in there. The Jets, they're about to rebuild all over again with a whole new regime.
Same thing with the Jets.
Same thing with the Jets.
Organization.
Yeah.
They do a terrible job of just try to just turn the program around. You don't get the right coach or the people. So, no.
With you on that one, son.
Yep.
All right. One of the big headlines this week in sports was the hit that Trevor Lawrence took from Azeez Al-Shaair, who we finally got the word that he was suspended for 3 games.
Dang.
They're on a bye this week, so it won't count. So the 3 games that they have after this, he'll be suspended.
Dang.
My whole thing is, I understand he's got a reputation having hit some players and been, I guess, deemed a dirty player.
Right.
But I still don't think, and we talked about it on our Monday night wrap-up show, I still don't think it was a dirty hit. I think it was a bang play. Trevor Lawrence was diving. I'm coming. I don't know what he's doing. I'm trying to just tackle him. Probably he led with the forearm. Probably should have done that. But outside of that, I don't think he was targeting.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I think it was just too quick of a play. It was too fast of it didn't look like, oh yeah, I'm going in with any malicious
bad intent,
bad intention. And it's pretty much just both ways. I think what really hurt him was that he had that reputation of being a dirty player. Had this been someone who has a better reputation in the league, that nature, I don't think he's getting 3 games. But first thing people did was just, oh, he's known for this, or they bring back another thing, and they just started bringing. It's not his first time, so yeah, you look bad. So, but yeah, I don't think it was a dirty play. I think Trevor also saying you can get down a little bit quicker, but I don't think he really. He was just going in. He led with the shoulder. It's not like he went in like head. He was trying to use the shoulder, and then also just you really like if you're gonna slide and go back, lean back faster. He's 6'6", so he's sliding. He's still got his upper body still up in the air. It's just saying, it's just like you
where was the man gonna hit him?
Where was he gonna hit him? If you really not,
are you just supposed to dive away and then possibly injure yourself while you're trying to readjust to not hit him?
They want touch football. They want the defender to recognize, stop, and be like, okay, this quarterback is about to slide. Let me stop my momentum, and then wait till he slides to see if he slides, and then I'm gonna 2-hand touch him. They want 2-hand touch. That's what they want. They want 2-hand touch. And
that's crazy.
For quarterbacks, they're gonna protect the quarterbacks extra heavy because that sells tickets. You want the starting quarterback there. That's what boosts all the sales. That's money. People want to see the starting quarterback. So that's also, I think it's a money play too as well. Don't touch the quarterback because we need the face of the team there to sell these tickets. You took him out, and then sales go down. So I think it's also a money thing as far as why they protect the quarterback too.
We get it. They're the stars, and I'll speak to it a little bit later. But in this case, to your point, if he didn't have the reputation,
right,
I think it just maybe would have been a 1 game.
Maybe, yeah.
Probably could have gotten away with the fine, a stiff fine.
Fine.
It'd be different if Trevor was going out of bounds and he just really just clocked him.
Late. Unnecessarily.
It
wasn't unnecessary.
It's bang. I don't know. The more I see it. Right. And what if he'd have injured himself trying to pull up? I guess nobody would give a damn.
No.
But looking at the team, they're 2-9. They weren't going, and I don't mean this in any negative way that Trevor should have gotten hit and knocked out for the season.
Right.
But damn, you're 2-9. You're not going anywhere anyway.
Honestly, you got an early vacation.
You got an early vacation. You can get that shoulder work done. Start your rehab process with that. You might want to send them a thank you card and a nice Christmas present.
Because honestly, at 2-9, the way it was going, I'm not saying it was bound to happen or something like that, but like y'all was
got a bunch of meaningless games. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So you just taking unnecessary hits anyway.
You can go to Cancun now, bro. You don't have to wait.
You are chilling now.
We won't hold it against you. All right. This is a segment we hadn't done in a while. I hope you didn't say that.
I know you didn't say that.
You shouldn't have said that. You said what?
You said what?
So here is the quote, and it's very quick and brief. Hatred and mixed emotions today. End quote. Hatred and mixed emotions today. End quote. It came from the person that I thought somebody else in the family would have said it and not this person.
You ain't talking about the Jackson family, is
you? No. Came from Nate Mathers, half-brother of rapper Eminem, on the passing of their mother, Debbie.
Oh, dang.
And, of course, Eminem's had a lot of beef with her and all his songs.
All the songs.
Yeah.
But I thought they were on good terms, weren't they?
I think they were, but you would have thought he would have said that more so than the half brother. Because I was like, what? Hatred and mixed emotions today. Rest in peace to Miss Debbie. But yeah.
Yeah, no.
You got more than one family member that was mad at you over the years.
Man.
So I don't know if it was the drug abuse or the alcohol.
Because I'm sure, yeah, because I'm sure that was the half brother, Eminem. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't even want to. No, I'm not.
I just didn't expect it to come from him. I guess was my whole.
Wherever there's smoke, there's fire. And
so M probably wasn't too far off in
that's
his.
That's what I'm saying. He definitely was passionate about what he said, and they did the movie about it. But I guess this confirms it, because if the brother said it after all these years, right. It wasn't. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I really gonna miss Mom.
Hatred and mixed emotions today. You know.
Needless to say, don't get him to give the eulogy.
Right. We're gonna have the dog do the eulogy, because Eminem ain't doing it.
What's the little sister's name? I forgot.
Right. Skittle.
Maybe she'll be doing it.
Right.
All right, so we'll move on.
Rest in peace.
NBA rankings, power rankings. We'll do the top 5, and I saw 3 different sources. Most of these teams are the same. The number might be a little bit different, or the order, should I say. And this is according to NBA.com. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers, still number 1. Okay. Them in Boston, they've been back and forth trading. Again, Boston is 2. Houston is 3. Houston Rockets. Number 4, you got Oklahoma City Thunder. And they're in first place out in the West. And then number 5, the Dallas Mavericks. Congratulations. Or those are your top 5 teams. I know over the next 2 weeks, they'll be wrapping up, getting ready to resume the Emirates Cup, the midseason cup that they have out in Las Vegas. And if I'm not mistaken, hold on, I had the dates and I didn't put them in this narrative. The finals in Las Vegas will be played. Now they're playing them in the middle of the week. So they're going to play it on Tuesday the 17th. Okay. So they'll have a lot of games played on that weekend. And then the 2 final teams will play on the Tuesday the 17th. All right, let's get our pet out. He's cold and shivering, but
not Jing.
He's gonna make an appearance.
Jing. What's
up, Jenkins?
Jenkins.
Long time no talk to.
What happening with your boy? Boy.
This goes to
where you been, boy?
Baltimore Ravens wide receiver Deontay Johnson. He's suspended for 1 game because he refused to enter the game. They wanted him to go back in. He refused to go. And I'm like, come on, man. There's players on the practice squad that would love to suit up and take your spot. I would cut him, D.
He needs to be cut.
I ask you to go into the game. We got a close ball game. We're trying to get back in this against the Eagles, and you refuse to go. You can't even be on the team. Seriously.
He's a diva.
Yeah.
He's got to
get your walking papers, bruh, because you're a jackass.
Yeah, he's had the reputation that there's a notorious play of when he was on the Steelers, and a couple of years back, Steelers, I think it was either Mitchell Trubisky or Mason Rudolph was at quarterback, and they were really struggling. Or it might have been Kenny Pickett. But this is when they were just struggling earlier on, and he was running a route, and then I guess the quarterback didn't even look his way. No, I think it was a run play or something like that, and he just barely came out the break, didn't block nobody because he wasn't getting the ball. Yeah, it was either
like that dude for what's that team, D? Remember I told you I could tell when he was going to get the ball or not?
Oh,
because he wouldn't run the play.
He was just trying to, but it was like bad though. Like he didn't even come off the line. Like he had his hands down.
He just basically stopped.
He stopped and was traded to Carolina, and now you get it going into a good situation. I don't know what it is with your attitude, but yeah, bro, You're a jackass.
You're a jackass. You need to play in the XFL and get humbled again.
Yeah,
because you, like I said, you don't appreciate where you are. You're on a playoff contending team, might even make it to the Super Bowl. They've got the talent. The defense is trash, but still they got an opportunity to possibly make a deep run. And you don't want to go back in the game. Seriously, forget a suspension.
Yeah,
I'd have cut them. I'm like, look, man, I got 50 some other players on that practice squad. Or what about the other players behind them on the depth chart that might have wanted to get in there and make a play or two? You got to go, bro. And maybe they will cut him eventually. We'll see. But for right now, yeah, he's our jackass.
Yeah. You don't need that type of energy in the locker room.
No, you don't. All right, son. It's not a sandwich.
It's not a panini.
It's not a taco.
It's not a burrito.
It's not a pizza. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a good wrap.
This just came down today. Eric Bieniemy was fired by UCLA after just one season. He was fired by the Redskins after one season last year. And the Kansas City Chiefs let him go after he'd won a couple Super Bowls with them. And I was wondering what was up with that.
Right.
And we kept saying, why isn't Eric Bieniemy given a head coaching job? Or it seems like he's being overlooked or he's being blackballed. And we did say that. And we were like looking out for him and campaigning for him and lobbying for him. I might have to reconsider, D. Maybe he's just not a good coach.
It's something. It might be something we don't know for real.
Yeah,
because it's something I don't know if it's style of play, if it's demeanor, or I don't know what it is. But yeah, it's a bunch of one and dones here, and you ain't sticking nowhere. Not even on the collegiate level. You're thinking like, oh man, okay. Maybe he's not as good as we think he is. I don't know.
So Andy Reid was covering up the warts.
We're missing something.
Something we don't know is going on behind the scenes.
We're missing something because I don't know. He's not getting along with somebody, or he's rubbing somebody the wrong way. Because he's what's going on? Why you ain't able to, especially winning 2 Super Bowls, or two-time Super Bowl winning coach from the Kansas City Chiefs.
You coach one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
How you don't have a head coaching job on the collegiate level?
Something's not right.
Something ain't going on. But I don't know. I guess he has had his past as a player. I don't know if that's catching up to him. I don't know.
Something's going on.
Something ain't going on.
The one thing I did find out, though, is that the Commanders are still paying him. He's still on the Commanders' payroll. So he was coaching UCLA for free. So shout out to him for doing that. But
he was coaching them for free, and
he just volunteered. But you volunteered and still got fired.
Yo, you must say no. Okay, yeah, we missing something.
Something's not right.
Ain't no way you volunteer and then you like, hey, bro, we don't even need your help.
We don't even need you, man. We appreciate it though, the sacrifice you made all season.
Oh, bad.
But yeah, you can go. And then the last thing I saw right before we came on here is that he made a statement. His plan is to come back to the NFL next year. So
maybe he'll find somebody.
How that's going to work out for him, I don't know.
Panthers.
I don't know. There's something going on that, like you said, we just don't know about.
Yeah, we don't know the storylines. Something's missing. We need some more info. We need some more content.
We do. All right, moving on to You Got My Attention, the college football playoff rankings. There's 2 big games being played this weekend. Saturday, you got the Big Ten Championship. You got number 1 Oregon taking on number 3 Penn State. And then you got number 2 Texas taking on number 5 Georgia. Those are 2 big games. And according to Ward Manuel, who is the commissioner of the playoff rankings, or I think that's his title. Anyway, he says that any team that's playing in the championship will not be eliminated from the playoffs.
Cool.
At worst, Georgia could probably move up, because he also said that if you're not playing, you're not really going to move up either.
Right. Number 1 knows. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No, you're good.
Really of course,
you're not going to get penalized.
Right, but if we lose the game, we're still in it.
You're still in there.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters to me.
Honestly, that's cool. I'm cool
with
that.
You got Oregon 1, Texas 2, Penn State 3, Notre Dame is 4, Georgia's 5, Ohio State dropped down to 6 with their loss. Tennessee is 7th. SMU is 8th. Indiana 9th. Boise State 10. They got Alabama. They slipped them in there at 11. And then you got Miami of Florida. They got the 12th spot. On the outside looking in is Ole Miss. And you got also number 14, South Carolina. But of those teams that are definitely in towards the bottom, which one would you remove and who would you replace them with? I say Alabama, after they lost to Vandy and Oklahoma recently, they shouldn't even be in. They shouldn't even be number 11.
Like,
Ole Miss deserves to be there before Alabama. Ole Miss played a hell of a season. They had a hell of a season. I'm okay with Miami not being in it. I thought they were ranked too high all season. They had a lot of close games.
Mm-hmm. Not as tough as a schedule.
I mean, they had as the ACC or the SEC. Not as tough as the SEC or the Big Ten, and even Indiana. I thought they were ranked too high,
a little too high as well.
I thought Penn State was ranked too high, and in Notre Dame, you don't play the same schedule as either one of those conferences, and you don't have to play a championship game. You got that 4th spot.
Notre Dame has a weird schedule. They almost pick and choose who they want to pick.
They pick and choose who they want to play. The eye test, you lost to Northern Illinois. To me, that right there tells me
that's like losing to SEMO. Shout out to SEMO.
It is. Shout out SEMO.
Shout out SEMO, baby. SEMO.
But seriously, it is on that same level.
It's very on that same level. Yeah, I'm not hating or nothing, but I don't think Bama should be in there.
They shouldn't.
Especially they got blasted by Oklahoma.
And this was a game you needed to win, right? To show that you deserve to be in the playoff.
I think they just got in there because it's Bama. The views. You can't leave out one of the.
They say that was one of the highest ranked games for ABC this year, and maybe because of the hype that everybody knew Alabama really needed to win that ball game. Yep. I don't know. But in speaking of the college playoff rankings, the actual final after the championship games are played, we'll know those on the 8th, which is Sunday. And we do plan to have a special college playoff ranking show. Yeah. Where me and D will give you the matchups, what they look like, and give you our thoughts and give you our picks as to who's going to win those first few games. And it starts December 20th and 21st. So Friday and Saturday, we're going to be locked into some good college football. We're going to have those playoffs. And like I said, we'll have a playoff preview show coming out next week. So be on the lookout for that. Was there anybody that you thought should be in that wasn't in that top 12? Like I said, Ole Miss was the team for me. Yeah, pretty much the only one that I can definitely say. I don't know if SMU really had the schedule to be in there.
I'm just thinking about it. It's just, I'll go with Ole Miss too as well. Unfortunately, they do get a leg up because they are in the SEC. You're just facing just harder, tougher talent
every week.
It's just everyone's a contender, even just your lower rankings. I'll put Ole Miss in there, especially because that win over Georgia was real good. I can't really see anyone else who should really deserve.
There's not a case for me outside of Ole Miss. A lot of people were saying South Carolina start playing well late in the season.
Yeah.
I don't know if they should be in that top 12, man. That would give the SEC 6 teams out of 12, and maybe they do deserve it, but not this year. I'm sure they'll make some adjustments to who gets in and make it a little more fair for like these teams that don't have a tough schedule, like an SMU and Notre Dame and some others. But it's providing the excitement that we need. But at the end of the day, all we doing is prolonging the inevitable. Georgia's playing for a national title, or Alabama's playing. I guess an SEC team is going to play for a national title. So Monday Night Football, real quick, had a nice game.
Ooh, that was a good game.
41-32. That was not what I thought it was going to be when we finished recording.
That was
with the wrap-up crew the other night.
That was one hell of a game.
Man.
Jameis Winston, 30 for 30. And I'm in one glimpse, this dude looks like an MVP.
497 yards and 4 touchdowns.
The very next play,
pick six
in the red zone. like, what are you doing?
He giveth and he taketh away.
Forgive him, Lord. What is you doing? But no, that was a real good game.
That was a good game. That was a good Monday night game. And on paper, it didn't look like it though. I'm like, Browns, Broncos. But that was a real good game.
But yeah, you're thinking like something just okay, it might have it on. But that was both teams. I think Sean Payton found his quarterback. Bo Nix is emerging in that system because putting up 41 points. Browns have a decent defense. Actually, a pretty good defense. Yeah. Probably a top 10 defense in the NFL.
He had 294 yards, 1 touchdown.
Yeah, he's been firing all cylinders, and they're in a good little spot.
They're can't really do to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're poised to make the playoffs. Sitting at 8-5, I did not expect the Broncos to be 8-5 with a rookie quarterback, especially after last year, Sean Payton. But now we see that it was just Russell Wilson and Sean Payton weren't getting along. That wasn't his quarterback. That wasn't his coach. He was not vibing with Denver
at all.
And then it didn't really seem like the Broncos was vibing with Russ. So that was a relationship, and now they're both they broke up, and they're both doing a lot better.
Right.
But that was a very good game though.
That was a good game. What's the score now on our Thursday night game?
It's halftime. It is 17-7. Lions are up.
Damn.
So they're in control.
They're in control of this game.
They're in control of this game.
As long as you can keep it a 2-score game, I think they'll be okay. I did pick the Lions to win only because it was in Detroit at home. And that coincidentally was my game of the week. I thought this game had a lot of meaning. And maybe the second game to me is that Chargers and Chiefs game.
Yeah,
it's gonna be Sunday night if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, I also had the Packers and Lions as my game of the week. But yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off what you said. Just looking at the schedule, I mean, for us, really, that Falcons and Vikings game, Kirk Cousins coming home, playing against his old team. Hopefully, he can have a chip on his shoulder. We can pull an upset. But yeah, that other game, the Chargers and Chiefs. That's another good. What's the AFC West matchup?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right, so I'm moving on to a little something on the side. We got UFC 310.
Okay.
Alexander Pantoja against Kai Asakura. And then the main event, Ian Machado Gary takes on Shavkat Rakhmonov. I'm picking Pantoja. Picking Pantoja. I'm taking Pantoja and I'm taking Machado Gary in those two fights.
That's who you going with?
Yes, sir.
Cyril Gane's on that card too.
Yeah, I saw that. I think he's 3 or 4 fights down from.
Yeah, he plays
3
right
fights
before
from the main event.
Dang, that's gonna be close.
Yep, Pantoja. I think he keeps his belt.
Asakura. I ain't seen too much tape on the new one.
No, I hadn't.
Pantoja. I'm gonna have to watch that. Pull out that the UFC countdown.
Pantoja looked good the last fight. I can't remember who he fought, but he looked pretty good.
Yeah,
memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, Pantoja. I'll probably go with Pantoja to keep his belt. That welterweight, I don't know. That's gonna be tough. I'm not too hip on those fighters. I'm gonna stay away from them. But I go Pantoja for sure.
All right. Then couple other little things. I got a little something on the side. I don't know if you saw this today that the Missouri Tigers officially inked the number 1 prospect in the state of Missouri. Offensive lineman Jack Lang signed his national letter of intent, and he plans to stay in state.
Okay.
And play for the Missouri Tigers, who beef up that offensive line a little bit because they did struggle there. And it also feathering Eli it was Drinkwitz. Yeah, Eli Drinkwitz, feathering his cap, being able to keep homegrown talent right here in the state. NIL money will do that every time.
Yep.
And then real quick, want to bring up the fact that Bill Belichick apparently he interviewed for the UNC job, University of North Carolina head coaching job. Say he may not want to wait for NFL spot just because
now.
He's ready to coach now. He's not getting any younger, 72 years old. I think he'd be good in college.
I think so too.
As long as they have a person designated to be the general manager, so someone who takes care of the day-to-day stuff with the NIL. You go into the Bill Belichick shows up to your house. Who's not going to want to go play for him? One of the best coaches of all time.
Six-time Super Bowl champion coach with the New England Patriots.
I don't care how you feel about him, and we're on to Cincinnati and some of his antics, but he's got a great personality. If you just sit down and listen to him, especially on the Manning cast. I know he's on McAfee once a week. I've seen him other places. Dude knows football. When you're talking X's and O's, damn. Speaking of which, did you get to see Hard Knocks?
I didn't get to watch it yet. No, I didn't get to watch it yet. I still need to. Yeah, I need to go tune in.
If you don't like Mike Tomlin and you just don't think he's all that, watch Mike Tomlin, how he prepares and how he just fires up his players and he's on their side. He's tough-minded, but he's still a player's coach. I still got your back. I expect certain things, but at the end of the day, I got your back. Yeah, you'll like it, D.
Oh yeah,
you'll like it.
Oh yeah. I'm at to tune in when I get some time.
Mm-hmm. And then one more thing, I had this in my notes last week. Andrew Luck, former quarterback, standout quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. He's going back home to Stanford. He's going to be the GM, general manager.
Okay.
So he'll be managing the NIL stuff and the recruitment stuff and, at his alma mater. So I thought that was pretty cool that Andrew Luck's getting back into football.
Yeah, good for him. I'm glad he's can still be around football and not, have, trauma, because it seemed like he was in a bad space when he was retired.
I'm just out.
He said,
he doesn't make that little noise.
He was not messing with going back playing football at all. So
you quit at halftime of a preseason game.
He said, "Man, ooh."
And he wasn't. I don't think he even started that game. I think he was just watching.
He said, "I'm out of here, feeling brother. This. I don't even want to. I'm not even going to just.
I don't want to take no more hits.
I don't want to take no more hits. I don't want no more injuries. Yeah, rehab. I'm done with it.
I'm done with it. I can't blame him. Son.
I'm done, son. But hey, good for him though. Shout out Andrew Luck.
Good for Andrew Luck.
When he played, he was actually cold. He was actually pretty nice. Quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
And just think about it. I think he was 29 at the time.
Yeah,
He'll probably be playing
right now
if he was healthy. Yeah, if he stayed healthy. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Couldn't stay healthy those last few years. Like you said, the grind of the rehab and all that.
Yeah, he didn't want to go through it again.
It gets to you. Yeah, they say it's a lonely place to be. Your teammates are on the field and you're back in the back in a tunnel somewhere lifting weights or rehabbing, getting your knee back in shape or whatever part of your body and just healing. And yeah, that could be depressing. I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
You got juicy news for us tonight, son?
We got a little juicy news.
Because if you don't know, now you know. Young brother. Young sister. Young player. Dwight Howard. P. Diddy. Porter. Family. Cheetah. Who you got? What's that juicy news, son?
So that juicy news, if you don't know, now you know. Stephon Diggs is in the headlines. This has been like a slow story. So there's two parts to this. So Stephon Diggs he's notoriously the playboy. He's out there with your girl. So now he's been associated with one of Diddy's exes, Young Miami. So here recently, Young Miami.
No, yeah.
Yep.
The Young City Miami, Girls.
City Girls, part of the City Girls. Her and Diddy were dating, and of course now, since all the stuff has come out, she's removed herself away from that whole situation because she don't want to be any type of association of course, she was at the Diddy parties. She was his girl.
Threw all her baby all away.
But also if you were dating them, you were that close, something. But apparently she's been seen at some Houston Texans games. She's been reportedly she was at a birthday celebration where it was like pretty much like a lights had the number 31, which the player was turning 31, and Stefon Diggs was turning 31. He's 31. So, and around the time of his birthday, seemed like they were hanging out. So Stefon Diggs is reportedly to be dating Young Miami, but the true story is also he's facing sexual charges, allegations. So he's facing assault. I think I don't know, it'd be not hired assault and then just sexual allegations because so apparently the victim, Chris Blake Griffith, he's a designer. Apparently they were out partying. Him and Stefon Diggs was out partying, and he got drugged by Stefon Diggs, and reportedly Stefon Diggs was trying to have sex with the man. And this is where it goes. So then he escaped. He escaped from it, and then he didn't. Of course, if something like that happens, you don't want that to get out, especially if you have a certain status or reputation out there. You don't want people to know that you own a down low. Allegedly, Stefon Diggs sent his brother to pretty much mug Chris Blake Griffith, just keep your mouth shut. And it was a videotape of Stefon Diggs' brother and another accomplice roughing up Chris Blake Griffith in a hotel, in an elevator, coming out the elevator. So his brother got in trouble, but also Stefon Diggs is in the mix because it looks like he's paid his brother to go rough up this individual to keep his mouth shut.
Damn.
So it's abuse allegations against Stefon Diggs too as well by Chris Blake Griffith.
Crazy.
Stefon Diggs hasn't said nothing about the situation, of course not, and he's on injury right now. So the best thing for him is probably just
exactly.
And not
we were talking about him recently getting on somebody's girl,
Cardi B.
That's right.
Yep. Yeah. Apparently, Cardi B and him were texting.
Damn. Yeah, you need to sit down and STFU, Stefon. But he wasn't his brother that plays for the Cowboys, right? It wasn't him.
No, it's actually it's a third brother. It's not. Okay. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I should have clarified that. It's not Trayvon Diggs. What's his brother's name?
Yeah, Trayvon.
Yep, it's not Trayvon Diggs.
Stefon, Trayvon, and Teflon.
Right, stepped on because he's the enforcer. He's the enforcer. No, it wasn't Trayvon Diggs. It was their other brother who's not in the league. Yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
But it's part of Stefon Diggs' camp, I'm guessing.
In that circle.
In his circle, of course.
All right, son. Nice stuff. We'll move on to our pops, flops, and props.
Pops, flops, and props.
Oh, those pops, flops, and props. Who
pops,
you popping?
Pops is going to go to this Georgia versus Texas SEC championship game. We escaped a tough game against Georgia
Tech.
God. I
don't know why I forgot that part. 8 overtimes.
8 overtimes. Won it against Georgia Tech, the rival. And man, as far as Georgia as a whole, we won. That was a game.
That was a war.
At some point, I was like, man, somebody just win this game. I was just like, man.
I was just wanting to go to bed, but I didn't want to let it go.
For real. I'm like, man, just somebody score, please. The drama was good, but the fact that Georgia made it to another SEC championship, going against Texas, who we beat earlier on in the year, it's tough to beat a team twice. So hopefully we can get that solidified, be the SEC championship, and then
if they beat them, they might have to face them a third time.
Right.
Just depends on how these playoffs
go. How they play off again. Playoffs.
Pops a nice one. My pop is going to go to Ime Udoka, head coach of the Houston Rockets. I mentioned them in the NBA rankings. For him to get from under that dark cloud of shame and scrutiny placed upon him once the Boston Celtics let him go because he got him a little side coochie from somebody within the organization. Like he's the only one that's done that.
A charcuterie board.
Right. Yeah. Made the man just, like I said, walk of shame. Get up out of here. You lost your job. You got a title team, and you're going to go all the way to Houston and take over this young squad. But he's actually turned them around. And they're pretty damn good. Like I said, they're in the top 5 in most rankings They got a great record, off to a good start. So pops to Ime Udoka. Now he'll get my flop though. Man, you lost Nia Long, man. You lost Nia Long.
That's an all-time flop for sure. Because obviously, because he was doing something else.
Exactly, but you left extraordinary for some ordinary.
You left the candy shop and just got some
candy.
You
left the candy. You were in the candy shop.
You was in the candy shop.
And left early. She changed the locks.
He changed the locks. You got fired.
So who you flopping? Who you flopping tonight?
Man, flops is going to go to the Falcons, man. Just losing to the Chargers. That's a game we should have won. Kirk Cousins throwing 4 interceptions. Come on, bro. You can't be doing stuff like that. Now we're 6-6, and now you got the Bucs who are 6-6. If they outbeat us, they have a better record, then they're clinch the divisions. Come on now, like we got to get together. Even though you got
the 2 tiebreakers against them, I don't even understand that. But I guess they have the better record.
But they got the better record though. So yeah, that's a flop because at one point we were 6-3.
Yeah, this team, like I said, we talked about it the other night. This team was set up for success.
I think we're actually 6-2, and then I think we've lost the past. Yeah, we lost the past 5 weeks. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Mine is to the NFL. I get that there needs to be safety in the game and that your quarterbacks are the stars. But like I said before, quarterbacks need to start going either out of bounds or don't run at all. Eliminate the slide. The slide should be banned. You can't slide, because I even saw the play with Kenny Pickett where he acted like he was going to slide, and he still
acted like slide, and caught him.
Like and that's going to continue to happen if you allow these quarterbacks to slide. If you want to preserve the safety of the game, you want to keep the quarterbacks on the field, and also, like you said, not make this 2-hand touch. Go ahead and just ban the slide and do the right thing. I'm hoping in the offseason they'll look to correct it. All right, who you propping, son? Who you propping?
Props is actually going to go to Atlanta Hawk, Jalen Johnson, small forward. Right now, I think he was out of Duke. This is his 3rd season, I believe his 3rd season with the team, but he's averaging right now 20 points, 9.9 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and he's in the conversation of being considered an all-star. And he's playing very well. Right now, Hawks, we're just 1 game above 500, but we got some young talent. I think with just a little bit more seasoning, a little bit more maturity, we might be in a good spot in the next couple years. But yeah, that is my props to Jalen Johnson. Oh, and it's also Packers just got a pick on the Lions. They scored on the previous possession. It's 14-17 right now.
Nice.
And they got the ball on the Lions 30.
Okay. So we got
a game. So this is gonna be the game of the week.
All right.
Damn, Golf.
My props gonna go to Jameis Winston, even in a loss, and he had pick sixes. He's still proven though he's a viable quarterback 10 years after being drafted. So I'm gonna give my props to Jameis Winston.
Yeah, shout out to
hanging
Jameis
in there. Yeah, he's in a pretty good spot. All right, son. It's time to wrap this thing up. Okay. It's time for us to tell someone to sit your ass down. Man, sit your ass down. Please. And thank you. Who you telling, son?
Sit your ass down is going to go to kicker of the Atlanta Falcons, Younghoe Koo. He is costing us games, man. This is not Younghoe. Younghoe, sit your ass down. Because in the past, man, he's missed 8 field goals already. Field goals. Man, that's 21 points.
Yeah.
That's 21 points. A lot of these games, you're costing us points. And you're costing us
momentum.
Wins. And momentum. I know it doesn't come down just to the kicker. You can't put it all in the kicker, but you're a part of this offense too. Whether we like it or not, you're part of the offense too. You can get us some points, you can win us some games, and he's costing us some games. Younghoe, you gotta sit your ass down, and we might want to consider maybe looking somewhere else to get a kicker, because
down the
stretch, because this can't happen,
especially in a tight game. The other thing you have to consider is when you miss that field goal, you turn the field position around.
Right around.
You turn that right around, and man, okay, we got the ball. We're in a good spot, just depending on where he was kicking from.
Where he was kicking from, right.
You change the whole momentum of the ball games. Yep, I could see that. D, this person we've told a few times, and I apologize for trying to tell someone to sit their ass down when they're doing what they love to do. But Aaron Rodgers, I've seen all I need to see these last 2 seasons. You don't have to play these last 5 games. I know you said you want to play these last 5 games, show what you can do. Man, we see what you can do. Sit your ass down. You can't throw the ball deep anymore. That's a given. All you have is those little underneath routes. You might from time to time get lucky and catch one of your receivers, 10, 15, 20 yards down. But that deep ball, he doesn't throw that anymore. Yeah. It's not there. And if you can't throw that and keep teams honest and keep them guessing, then, hey, Aaron, it's time to sit your ass down.
You got to sit your ass down.
You set that franchise back these last 2 seasons. It's time to sit down, man. And what other team is going to sign up for this? Oh, we can bring Aaron in as a backup. You think that man's going to be a backup? A 4-time MVP?
No. What?
It's not going to happen. Aaron, sit your ass down, man. Like I said, I hate to tell someone to sit down when I know that they love doing what they do. But it's time for you, man, to just age of 41, 42, move on to something else that you love doing. Sit in the dark for a season.
Man.
Go do something else. But right now, you need to sit that ass down.
Sit that ass down.
All right, son, man. Ooh. Can't believe how quickly time has flown, but we covered a lot. Man, and this is, we're just on like we said earlier, on the verge of wrapping up season 2. Next week, the main Me and D podcast that we'll record and put out on will that be the 15th? So that'll be starting. That'll be starting season 3.
Trace.
That'll be starting season 3. And again, we thank you all who have been along for the ride, and we thank the ones who we pick up along the way. Continue to tell someone about us. Don't forget about that merch. We got this version. D's got the other logo that we got. Both of them are cold.
Yeah.
Both of them are cold.
OG, the original.
That's the original. This is the new and improved.
That's the new and improved.
Hey, they all look good. It's that time of year. Get those hoodie orders in. Christmas time, we got time to get that done. But shit, 3 weeks from yesterday, I think I'm right. Christmas will be here.
Christmas
4
is
weeks
on the
from
way.
now, we'll be talking about a whole new 2025. Crazy.
That's crazy.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It definitely does. Man.
Time flies when you're having fun. But we thank you all so much for listening to the Me and D
Pops and Son
podcast.
For that ass.
For that ass.
No Diddy.
No Diddy for that ass.
No doubt.
D, until next time.
I'ma holler.
He's gonna holler.